Hello and welcome to Positively United today, Tuesday the 3rd of March 2026. And in this programme, I'm going to be looking at what I think will be Michael Carrick's starting 11 versus Newcastle at St James's Park tomorrow night. But I'm actually going to start with what I would select as my starting 11 for the game, which is noticeably different in a couple of respects. I thought I'd mix it up this week and do my take first and then what I think Carrick's will be. So a little bit of news to start off before we get to the predicted 11. Both Maguire and Shaw left the game against Palace on Sunday not because of injuries but because they felt unwell. Apparently there's some illness going around. It doesn't appear to be affecting the whole squad beyond Shaw and Maguire, just Shaw and Maguire. I mean, Shaw did look pretty bad when he came off. Those of us watching the game on television could see the conversation he was having with the United staff, and I was wondering what was going on because he looked kind of like out of it rather than being injured. So he was feeling unwell, and when Maguire came off, he was kind of like pointing to his head, and I thought it was something to do with the fact he had been slightly hit on the head a little bit earlier on, but apparently it was pointing to the fact he just felt unwell and he had a headache. So both players might be fit for the game against Newcastle. Whether both should play or not is a different matter. And so let's come to, first of all, my starting 11 for the game against Newcastle. Not Michael Carrick's, my starting 11. So, Laman's in goal. That's a given. He's playing superbly. I would actually have made one further change to the back four, but I just think it's just not going to happen. So I'm not going for it. But my back four would be Dalot as right back, Maguire as the right centre-back, Aidan Heaven as the left centre-back, chosen above Yoro, who I think has had two really nervous and difficult starts in both of his games against Everton and Crystal Palace, and I think Heaven deserves a chance. And I suppose then the real shock is playing Ahmad as the left back. Now, I'm not going to claim originality on this idea. I actually saw a couple of people, probably more online, and I think Stephen Howson probably mentioned it in one of his videos about the possibility of playing Ahmad, as the left back. I think it's worth a go, even if Shaw's fit to go, because Shaw has not been playing well as left back. And the problem we've got, and we saw it against West Ham in particular, but we also saw it against Everton. We saw it in the first 20 minutes against Palace. When Shaw ventures upfield, and in the game against West Ham, he was quite far upfield, clearly was given instructions to do so. He wastes the ball. He doesn't stay wide. He cuts in. And he plays a succession of really safe passes rather than penetrating, thoughtful, challenging crosses. In the games against West Ham, Everton and Palace, we haven't crossed the ball anywhere near enough in the early parts of the game. We've started to cross it as the game develops. Maybe that's a tactic, who knows? But I don't think it is. But if you think about, for example, Šeško's equalising goal against West Ham, and you think about Šeško's winning goal against Palace, they are both crosses that have come in from the right-hand side. Against West Ham, it was Mbumo, wasn't it, who made the cross? Against Crystal Palace, it was Bruno. Great crosses both times. Šeško's done brilliantly both times. West Ham, that astonishing shot, flick, whatever it was, and that bullet header against Crystal Palace. We need more crosses, and we're getting none at all from the left. And that's where we're really missing Dorgu, of course. But why Ahmad? Well, as a wing-back under the Amorim system, Ahmad learned how to be a defender, and he wasn't a bad one. And he is, of course, superb going upfield. He's superb staying wide and doing crosses. And he looked incredibly lively when he came on against Crystal Palace on Sunday. But that's down the right, but he's left-footed and can play down the left. I think it's worth a go. I really do think it's worth a go. We'll come to what I think Michael Carrick will do in just a moment, but I would go with a back four of Dalot, Maguire, Heaven, and Ahmad. Midfield can't change. It's going to be Casemiro and Mainu because we just don't have any options. And that's because we didn't get anybody in January. I'm criticising Ineos for that. I think it's a mistake. And I hope that Casemiro and Mainu... I think actually having more than one game in a week might benefit Mainu. I really do. Casemiro, we'll just got to wait and see. And then the rest of it is unchanged, really, from what I think, what Carrick played against Palace. Mbomo, Fernandes, Cunha, and Šeško. If I hadn't picked Ahmad for the left-back position, I would have been considering bringing him in to rotate for either Mbomo, Cunha, or Šeško. Fernandes is undroppable. He's the best player in the Premier League at the moment. Why would you drop the best player in the Premier League? So that's my starting 11 for the game against Newcastle. So how different do I think the Michael Carrick version will be? Well, I think what we probably should do is recognise that Carrick, for good or bad, has a really strong idea in his mind about what the best team is and what the best formation is. And it seems that once he's got confidence in players, he retains that confidence in players until perhaps their performances tail off. It's probably what we saw on Sunday with Ahmad being dropped in favour of Šeško. Ahmad's form had been tailing off. Šeško's, of course, has been getting better and better. And it seems that that's the way that Carrick works. He retains confidence in you until maybe you force him to lose that confidence. And to be honest with you, that's not a bad approach. It rewards consistency. It keeps the team stable. And it's got a lot to commend it. But so I think despite Yoro's performances, which I don't think have been great, I think he'll probably retain Yoro, which will mean Maguire and Yoro swapping. So Maguire will play on the left, Yoro will play on the right, as we've seen in the games in which Yoro has played. And I don't think Michael Carrick is going to play Ahmad as the left back. I think that's going to be either Shaw if he's fit or Mazraoui if he's not. The way Shaw looked on Sunday, I'll be surprised if Shaw is ready. So I think it's going to be Mazraoui. If it is Mazraoui, I really do wish Carrick would consider swapping Mazraoui and Dalot. Because I think at least then we'll get the very best out of Mazraoui. We certainly weren't getting the best out of Mazraoui on Sunday when he was playing on the left. Because he's so right-footed. It just wasn't suiting him. He was worse than Shaw going up front, in my opinion. So I'd very much hope he would consider that. But based on what I've said just a few moments ago, I think he's probably going to leave Dalot on the right, which will mean Mazraoui playing on the left. And we will have to accept the fact that it'll be suboptimal through the game. And then the rest of the team is as I selected it. With the possible exception, if he's not going to play Ahmad as the left back, and I don't think he is, I think there's a possibility that Ahmad plays. The question then would be who would drop out. Now, I think this is the team that Carrick will go with. I think he'll leave Ahmad on the bench. But if for whatever reason he decides that that cameo performance was good enough to warrant bringing him back into the team. Would he drop Mbumo? Would he drop Cunha? Well, Cunha won us the penalty on Sunday, and as I said, I think he's underappreciated. And I don't think Carrick underappreciates him. I think he's generally underappreciated. Mbumo has looked a little bit less than 100% the last two games, I should say. Although he did control the ball well from Cunha's superb crossfield pass against Everton, and laid the ball in brilliantly for Šeško. But maybe Mbumo off and Ahmad on. Maybe. I don't think so. I think he's going to stick with Mbumo. I think that's going to be the 11 he starts off with. Lamans, Dalot, Yoro, Maguire, Mazraoui, Casemiro, Mainu, Mbumo, Fernandes, Cunha, and Šeško. That's based on the idea that Maguire is going to be fit. I think he will be fit. If he isn't fit, like Shaw, I don't think he's going to be fit. Then, of course, what we're probably looking at is, instead of Maguire, we're probably looking at Heaven. But based on the idea that I think that Maguire is going to be fit because, well, he's that sort of bloke. There you go. My starting 11. Carrick starting 11. This is my prediction. Lamans, Dalot, Yoro, Maguire, Mazraoui, Casemiro, Mainu, Fernandes, Mbumo, Cunha, and Šeško. I actually think it's genuinely fascinating to predict who Carrick will start on Wednesday night. Vitally important game for Manchester United. I think this is a real test. Newcastle, you can argue, are terrible at the moment. They're not, actually. They're not good, but they're not terrible. They can score goals and they can hurt you. Now, they might be super low on confidence, and I should imagine they will be. Losing at home and then having United come and visit you in present form can't be an easy prospect, but they'll also be stung. I think they'll be really eager to put in a good performance, and I think they'll be highly motivated too. I think it's going to be a tough game. I would be happy with a draw out of that game. I really would. I think we have to be realistic. If we can win it, fantastic, but I'm not going to be disappointed with a draw. Obviously, I don't want us to lose. By the way, I still see some people online following certain fan channels saying that they want United to lose so we can see how Michael Carrick reacts to a defeat. We are fighting for a European position in a very tight top of the league, with Aston Villa, ourselves, Chelsea and Liverpool going for those spaces. Wishing your team to lose just to score a point for your hipster choice of full-time coach at United really does sink to a new low, in my opinion. No, I don't want United to lose. But we will lose a game sometime between now and the end of the season. I think that's pretty inevitable. And this, I think, looks like one of the toughest games we have between now and the end of the season. I think it's going to be quite a test. Well, let's see if Carrick can match that test. Let's see if he does mix it up a bit, or does he stick to what he's certainly shown he does so far, which is remain loyal to his chosen first 11. Okay, well, that's it for tonight's program. If you've liked the video and you like what we do on this channel, please hit the like button and subscribe. If you have a friend who you think would welcome the attitude that we show on this channel, let them know about the channel too and try and persuade them to subscribe as well. If you want to follow us on X, I would suggest you do. I try to put material on X every day, and it's either links to great material I've seen out there provided by other people, messages about our upcoming videos and letting you know when a video has been published. It's worth following. Also, there's a Coffee account which we've set up. The link is in the description. Any donation would be gratefully received and would go to improving the tech, the tech and the graphical quality of the channel, and would also allow us to do a little bit of promotion work as well, which we don't do anything of at the moment. But that's all for tonight. Until tomorrow, when I'll try and do the player ratings tomorrow night. It's an 8:15 kickoff in Britain, so it might be the day after, it might be the morning after, but I'll try and get it out tomorrow night after the game. So I'll do a player ratings, and then definitely the day after will be the 5 insights from the game. But until then, remember to remain always positively united.